We tune into our favorite radio stations, and we're always sure to watch our favorite television shows. Well, it's Tuesday, and it's time to tune into you. I am Guru Nishan, and this is your weekly source for learning how to light yourself up and turn yourself on with mind, body, and breath technology to handle the pressure of modern times. Well, hello, it's Guru Nishan, and welcome to another version of the Tune Into You Tuesday live broadcast with moi. I'm so happy to have you here, and today we're going to do a little bit different. We're not just going to work with the breath, we're going to work with the breath and sound, and we're going to actually work with a mantra. A mantra is a sound current that we use the tongue and we use the mouth to create a shift in our brain, okay? And what is so powerful about mantra is that it is very ancient. And when you can use the human body as an instrument, you're able to vibrate within yourself a sound current that vibrates into the cosmos. And so you're literally creating an internal vibrational shift by connecting to a sound current that is in resonance. So it's one of the main reasons why music is so moving to us. It's a sound current. It's a vibratory frequency that accesses us beyond our intellect, into our feeling body, into the part of us that is beyond time and space. When you create that sound, you can actually shift your own internal chemistry and change the zone of your own brain. Okay? So you don't have to believe me. You can go research and look that up all by yourself. Study resonance and frequency and sound and vibration. It's powerful stuff. So today we're going to work with a sound current and a process with that sound that literally helps you stay young and beautiful. Okay? So this particular breath is actually for happiness and peace. And it will give you power, beauty, and youthfulness. Okay? Power, beauty, and youthfulness. Now the sound current we're going to use is Ong. Okay? O-N-G. Ong. Now the sound doesn't come from the throat. Okay? It's not down here. The sound actually is coming from the nasal passage. So we're going to block off the throat and we're going to vibrate the head like a conch. So one of those shells that you blow into, we're literally going to make our head into a conch, okay? The way that you do that and you create the sound is you put the tongue to the roof of the mouth when you're saying it, O-N-G, ong, ong, and the tongue actually hits the back of the roof of the mouth. And the way you know you have the sound correctly is if you block off your nose, you can't make the sound. So if you're doing the sound through the throat, you can still make the sound. But if you're doing it through the nasal passage and really bringing the sound up through the head, then the sound won't come out. So we're going to try that for a second, okay? So while you're saying, oh, I want you to block off your nose, and then I'm going to show you the difference if I'm doing it through my mouth, okay? So here we go. Oh, oh. Okay, because the sound is coming from up here because I'm actually bringing the sound and vibrating through my head, okay? This will change your brain chemistry. It's really, really powerful, okay? And it will reset your brain, which is really, really powerful as well. Now, let's try it through the throat and you'll see the difference. If I'm doing the sound projected from my throat and my mouth, then I can continue making the sound even if I block off my nose. Okay, because the tongue isn't on the roof of the mouth, so I'm just vibrating it through my throat center. Now I could put the tip of my tongue on the roof of my mouth and still sound out through my throat. Okay, but I want you to get the back of your tongue up to the roof of the mouth in the back towards the throat. So you're cutting off your throat passage and you're going to vibrate the sound through the nasal passage. Okay. Get that? Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to practice the sound ong, O-N-G, and we're going to do the long version of it to start for about 5 times, just to kind of warm ourselves up. Then we're going to shift to a very fast Om, where there's one sound for every 3 to 5 seconds. Okay, and we're going to do that for about a minute to 2 minutes, but probably for about a minute. You want to kind of build up your capacity to do this. Now, if you start to cough, I want you to just let that happen, because what that means is that your thyroid is actually adjusting. And your thyroid is actually responsible for youth and beauty. It keeps you young, okay? So this is an excellent exercise for adjusting the thyroid and to give you youthfulness and beauty and happiness and peace. Because oftentimes we think happiness and peace is something that we find externally. If our life is chaotic, if our relationships are chaotic, then we think that we don't have happiness, and we're seeking happiness outside of ourselves. And the truth is that happiness only exists when we cultivate the time and the space within ourselves to allow for happiness in. So we become a state of happiness, and therefore our external environment is a reflection of what's happening within ourselves. So when we are feeling very chaotic, oftentimes we look at our external environment, and it's that external environment that's really a reflection of our internal state, not the opposite way around. But for many, many years, and a lot of religions and a lot of belief systems and a lot of cultural conditioning and programming has led us to believe and taught us to believe that happiness is the external circumstance. So, you know, even if today isn't good, when we go to heaven, we'll be happy. That's not a truthful belief system. What we really want to do is shift our awareness and realize that we are responsible for cultivating our happiness within ourselves. And one of the most important ways that we learn to do that is we have to create time for ourselves. We have to actually create and craft and cultivate time in our everyday life to examine ourselves and to be with ourselves. And it's a very challenging process, because life will pull you out of yourself into everything else. Your work will command you and demand you. Your relationships will command you and demand you. And that will always continue to happen until you prioritize yourself. So one of the reasons I work with clients privately is because I want to help you cultivate time for yourself. And that's a hard thing to do, because the mind is so busy, and you'll come up with a bazillion and one reasons that you cannot create time for yourself. Believe me, I know. I've spent the last several years getting to a point where I'm surrendering and taking care of myself in the fullest, most loving, pleasurable ways. And it's taken a lot of unwinding from many, many years of being busy, and many, many years of focusing on my career, and many, many years of seeking the right external circumstances for me to get to a point where I could truly surrender and just allow, just be, and be with myself first, and be in touch with that inner pulse that really allows me to create a life of less busyness and more stillness, and from that place creating or becoming a magnet to all it is that I desire, and allowing those pleasurable sensations into my life. Because on some level we're addicted to pain, on some level we're addicted to busyness, on some level we're addicted to letting pain inform our lives versus letting pleasure inform our lives. All right, enough of that. That's a whole nother topic. Okay, so let's get started, okay? So again, we're going to practice about 5 long Oms, okay? And then we're going to do about a minute of short Oms, okay? And it's not Om. Remember, it's not O-M. It's O-N-G. O-N-G. Om. And get it up into the nasal passage, okay? Let's inhale and let's begin. Om. Focus at the third eye point. Om. Om. And let's shift. Ong, 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 Inhale. Suspend the breath, lift the heart, lengthen the spine, pull the chin in, tongue rested on the upper palate, focus at the brow point. Exhale through the nose. Again, inhale. Exhale through the nose. So, how was that for you? Remember, when you do this breath correctly, it will bring you power, beauty, and youthfulness. And those are your birthrights. You don't have to get older as you get older. You can just age and stay forever young and vibrant, full of vitality. Don't believe the hype. And practices like this will help you do that because it's working on an internal chemistry that's not always explainable in our society, and yet is very ancient, and it works. So enjoy. Do me a favor and pass this practice on to a friend that you know needs to learn how to cultivate time for themselves, because this is called the Tune Into You Tuesday broadcast. So we all need to learn how to tune in to ourselves. When life tries to pull you into everything other than you, remind yourself that you are the most valuable asset that you have. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're just learning about me, I'm Guru Nishan, and you're welcome to go and plug in over at my website, gurunishan.com, and be sure to sign up to get your daily doses of sunshine. And every single Tuesday, you'll get this broadcast. I'm so excited to be with you. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, appreciate you, and I will see you next week.
Wow.